Hi, this is my second date with Ford Fiesta ST, but this time it's the Fiesta ST200, which, as the name suggests, has 200 horsepower. What has changed, and is it worth paying up to 4,000 euro more for extra 18 or so horsepower? Watch this to find out. Before we get to the car, let me just say I'm recording this between Christmas and New Year, and today is the first day without rain or wind, so I'd rather not spend a couple of hours in the cold doing beauty shots, hence second date instead of a full review. However, I did a full review of the Fiesta ST, the regular Fiesta ST, around 3 years ago. You can watch it by clicking here. And, well, yeah, you know, the car hasn't changed much, but there is an extra 18 horsepower. Okay, so enough excuses. Let's get to the second date finally, shall we? If you haven't driven a Fiesta ST yet, let me start with the Recaro sport seats. For me, the first couple of days in sport seats after a break is always a pain in the back. I'm a large bloke, okay, and despite you know-it-alls out there, it's rather unlikely I'm going to lose 40 pounds anytime soon, so I have to deal with what I have to deal. But I also know other people who are much slimmer and who also have problems adjusting to the sport seats. So anyway, a couple of days into the test drive and you get used to them and you start paying attention to how this car drives. And the Fiesta ST is still a great little hot hatch. 3 years ago I said Fiesta ST is an MX-5 among hot hatches, and I stand by it with one tiny itty-bitty little reservation, and this reservation is called front-wheel drive. I try to test sporty cars in good weather to get a better feel for them. This time I drove the Fiesta ST mostly in the rain, and taking off from the lights causes torque steer and you have to negotiate turns much slower to avoid plowing nose first. In an MX-5 you just dub the throttle to correct everything with oversteer, which also makes you look like a hero if you know what you're doing. Okay, I'm sure some of you want to know if the extra 18 horsepower makes a difference or not. In 0 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration, no difference. Okay, so there is an 0.2 of a second difference, but that's something you can lose or gain if you let the clutch go at the right moment or if you change gears fast enough. However, Fiesta ST200 has around 20% more torque than the regular ST. So instead of 240, it's got 290 Newton meters, and instead of 290, it has 320 Newton meters with overboost. And this translates into flexibility. What does that mean? 80 to 120 kilometers per hour acceleration in 6th gear takes 2 seconds less. 50 to 100 kilometers per hour acceleration is over a second less. What else has changed? I get the feeling that over the years Ford improved Fiesta's damping. Fiesta ST200 is still very hard. It's got a very hard ride, but I get the feeling it's just got better damping on uneven surfaces. Steering is still very fast and direct, and the sound seems a bit fruitier. To be honest with you, I haven't heard the drive-by sounds yet. I'm going to record them afterwards, so you'll get to experience them together with me. Regular Fiesta ST sounded good on the inside, and it just sounded like nothing on the outside. And Fiesta ST200? After first few days of doubts caused by bad weather and having to adjust to the sport seats, I still consider Fiesta ST to be a great little hot hatch. In my case, I'd probably sin and go for the 5-door version, because now the regular Fiesta ST is available as a 3-door or a 5-door hatch, and this ST200 is only a 3-door hatch. Now the 3-door version looks better, I grant you that, but if you haven't packed a couple of 80-something-year-old uns in the back, during Christmas, you don't know shit about life. For 22,000 euro, you can have a perfect hot hatch. I'd rather not pay the extra 3-4 grand for the ST200, but don't let me stop you from going to the dealer and test driving both of them. Let me know in the comment section below if you like the regular Fiesta ST or the ST200, whether you are willing to pay the extra money for ST200. Don't forget to subscribe, share, rate, all that sort of stuff. New episodes every Friday, plus every now and then there's an extra episode like this one. So I'll see you soon.